All right, let's go. Okay, we're gonna go get some food. Let's turn this off. Turn this off. All right, so look at this beautiful view. So I was up in these mountains. I made some long videos. I'm gonna put them up on the channel, but I didn't have connection, so I just did video driving around to show you what it's like. All the way up there. I was way up there driving around. Really cool. Enjoyed. I love driving these roads, all these forgotten roads. I went to a mountain village. Only one guy left there. You know, talked to him, met his dog. You'll see that. I had laid down on the ground. It was an old dog. I showed it completely. I got my back. I got on my back and looking at it, smiled at it. What's going on? Dog was like, didn't know what to do. He'd never seen a human on its back before, you know, acting all submissive and shit. All right, we're gonna check out this little store. Look at this old hotel, right here. This is for sale. You can get this for $10,000. $10,000, yours, right here. Isn't that amazing? I don't know what this place is right here. Someone owns that. They got like water. But look at this crate. Yeah, I'm an American. Look at this here. Look at that there. Probably needs a little work. What's this guy here? Oh, look, little crab shack here, right? You can move in right here, ready to move in. This place ready to move in, right? What's up, bias? I'm an American. I'm what's known as an expat. What the hell is this shit here? Look at these guys. What is this guys here? Not sure. Seemed like, what are these guys? Huh? What is this? Anyone know what this is? Daiwa. It's a part. Oh, it's probably light fixtures, isn't it? Is this light fixtures for this here? All right, let's go get some lunch. I want to own this, and now they own this. I wonder if they downside. What happened? Wi-Fi arimasen. I already did it. All right, let's try again. I can't. It's like no connection. Maybe here. I'm inside. I'm in this thing here. They're not getting any connection, James. It's not. Can you see me? Am I connected? Type 1 if you see me. I have to stick you there because over here there's no connection, but I'm getting 4 bars right there. Type All right. Okay, there. Oh, they have soba, udon, soba, tempura, udon set. Oh, the pescado. Oh, they do have sashimi. I want the sashimi set. So I had to take a picture of the menu above, right? And then have AI. The other thing I can do, you gotta, I mean, thank God for camera. I translate the following too. I was just up in the mountains, driving all the way around. I made some long videos on the camera, uploaded to the channel. I had, oh, there you go. Gohan arimasu ka? Gohan いいです。ご飯。刺身。これは刺身ね。ご飯ついてます。あ、オッケー。定食。お茶はお茶もついてます。これはうどん茶？あ、セット。セットです。はい、ありがとう。あ、スープ。はい。はい、わかった。ありがとう。ゼロアルコホールビールお願いします。ゼロアルコホールビールゼロアルコホール。ノー酒あれゼロノーアルコールビール欲しい。ビール生ビールは生違う。これノーアルコールビール。Zero alcohol. Zero. Something like that. How do I say I want zero alcohol beer in Japanese?
Non alcohol beer ね。
ある？
ノンアルコールビールあるってオッケー。車運転。
ゼロアルコールは大丈夫。
ゼロアルコールの。ゼロね。アルコールが入ってないってこと。
そう。
アルコールなし。
アルコールなし。Zero. They don't understand no. See how hard it is? I got ね、難しいね。They don't say non-alcohol, they say zero alcohol, I think. All right. So it went all the way around. I'd actually been on that road before, I'd forgotten, but I never completed it. I never went all the way. It's so much fun. Driving these old abandoned mountain roads, you never know what's gonna come around the corner. You just don't know. Got dirt all over me. How dirty. You got no one here. Are we stuck again? What the fuck, dude? We got 0 people watching. This shitty. I'm up against a mountain. We got shitty Wi-Fi here. Hi, arigato.
No alcohol です。
はい、ゼロね。
はい。
はい、ありがとう。はい、乾杯。乾杯。Ah, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. And they're watching baseball. So they got a little snack place on the right here. a little restaurant. It's just a great little place. And over here they got the restaurant with the tatami mats. We can sit down for the family. Looks like they were working on stuff. This big old piece of wood there. God damn it. I cannot move this thing. I cannot move this thing or I lose connection. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't even have Wi-Fi here. Let me check. No Wi-Fi. They don't have any. They don't even have Wi-Fi here. I think I'm gonna put you guys in the car. You guys aren't seeing me, do you? It's all screwed up. It's all screwed up. Yeah, you keep leaving and coming in. There's like no Wi-Fi here. No connection. The connection sucks, guys. Sorry, guys. Really sorry. Sucks. I don't know if I'm spinning. I don't know if I can do 5 bars. Look at that view. Look at that view. Etchizen Coast. Look at this tile floor. The tile floor is really interesting. Paper. All right.
Folks, Donald Trump has got a real problem with the Manosphere podcasters that helped him get elected in 2024. You have got to see this clip of Joe Rogan finding out in real time about the staggering levels of corruption inside Donald Trump's administration. It's one of the most embarrassing clips I've ever seen. Let's dive in. Before we get started, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Be sure to engage with this video. Help us to build an independent media company that can take our country back from the most corrupt president.
He's selling his Truth Social coins to people, and then they can bet on. What? He's selling access. Oh, access. He's selling faster access to his tweets, and then he can bet on it. What is on the markets? Because it's literally trading with cash. They got everything. Go off. Selling him. This is a good idea. I feel like I need pretty close to $1,000 contract. Yeah, it's $100,000 you can get his. Yo, hey, you know how crazy that is? $100,000 to get early tweets. That's literally crazy. That's so much many tweets. Like Truth Social parent company, Trump Media announced in July it would offer subscribers to Truth API who paid up to $100,000 each month. Oh my God! Not even just $100,000 a year, each month.
Folks, I'm just losing my goddamn mind when you see clips like that, because how can a guy like Joe Rogan, one, be so ignorant of the news? I think we all know what the answer to that actually is, but
Who's telling him this is a good idea? I asked her access to his tweets, and then you can bet on it. Bet on what is on the markets. Because wait a minute, it's literally insider trading. Gosh, maybe bet on everything you can fit. Yeah. Wait a minute, is that real? You get access to a tweet before he makes it, and then you can bet on that tweet. How's that legal? Well, so wait a minute, what is this? Trump sued over Truth Social advance access sale. Why the Oval Office? I'm just telling him this is a good idea. I feel like I need to be closer to. Yeah, it's $100 grand. You can get this. Yo, hey, you know how crazy that is? $100,000 to get early tweets. Hey, that's $200. That's literally crazy. Because you owe so much when he tweets. Like Truth Social's parent company, Trump Media, announced in July it would offer subscribers to Truth API who paid up to $100,000 each month. Oh my God! Not even just $100,000 a year, each month.
Folks, I'm just losing my goddamn mind.
Year. Asked her access to. Asked her access to his tweet. I who paid up to $100,000 each month. Oh my God! Not even just $100,000 a year, each. Asked her access. Just asked her access to his tweets, and then you can bet.
Yeah, MAGA is so corrupt, dude. I have to leave the phone there, Cindy, because it's the only place I have connection. If I move the phone, I lose connection. I'm making a clip of Joe Rogan losing it. Losing it to Trump. This is a set meal. Hi, arigato. Look at this here. I'm probably gonna lose connection. Look at this, $15. Look at that. I don't know if that caught. Did you see it? Did you see it? I think I can't even videotape it. Maybe if I videotape it up here, look, that's what I'm eating. Look. That's the food. You guys see it? That's my lunch. That's and then all right. Yeah, the internet in here sucks. Pinch the head off. That's for my shrimp. Leftovers. Oh my god, it's so good.
ですけど、食べ物よかっ
お
た。
母さんの。
近所の人が作ったのを持ってきてくれたんです。
ありがとう。
はい。
Give me some tomatoes. It's so good. I'd rather eat at the local places, like those little dives and the fancy. There's a fancy restaurant down there where everyone's eating. It's always important. Never leave one kernel of rice in your bowl in Japan. Never leave a kernel. Not one little kernel of rice. When you're eating rice, you don't need to use the chopsticks. Use it as a spoon. You just scoop, right? And then you bring it back. All right. And then you can scoop again. Again, scooping all the kernels back together. Slows down your eating too. Right. Scoop again. And then you can do the good old shovel into the mouth. Well, you can put the mouth bowl right here. And that's how your bowl should look. This is a seaweed salad. That's seaweed right there. That's seaweed and fresh water with a little bit of cucumber. A little bit of vinegar. That's good. Miso soup. No spoon. You just drink it out of the bowl. Two hands. Remember when Trump drank the water bottle with two fingers? He was trying to drink Japanese way. Let's get a little probiotic. Arigato, 美味しかった。世界長住んでる。奥さん日本人。二人の子ね、ありがとう。バイバイ。I am stuffed. $15, and I'm stuffed. Bowl of rice, sashimi. It was all fish from right here. You know, shrimp, baby octopus, and some sort of shellfish. It's a hot day today. I don't know. Look at that. And that's for sale. That's free if you wanna. Yeah, reconstructing that business. There's just no. You'd have to find out. Make that into a hotel or something. I'll put this here. Woo, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah. Oh, so good. Oh my God. So good. I like the music. A butterfly. There's butterfly. Butterfly. Was Lincoln a civil rights leader? Was Lincoln CD 72? How about the John F. Kennedy? Is that a civil rights leader? The John F. Kennedy? All right. How about let's see, the Ford? Is that a civil rights leader? You're so fucking dumb, Andrew. Was it like? I'm serious, Andrew. Was it like being so fucking dumb like you, Andrew? Huh? Andrew, seriously. What is it like being dumb like you? You just talk bullshit, just comes out of your mouth. I've actually been on aircraft carriers. I've been on the John F. Kennedy. the JFK.
It would be hell without you. I'd lose myself.
There's people walking on the side of the road. Andrew's a dumb fuck. You're just a dumb fuck, dude. Dumb fuck. Dumb fuck Andrew. No worries. No worries.
The world's too loud for how little it listens. Every headline feels like a new condition. Progress wrapped up in a sales pitch grin. They call it winning, I call it lying. I don't have to be content with the way it is. Still allowed to dance in the middle of this. The world's unstable, not my problem. Be if war was real, the towns would find me, but they don't. I don't find peace in a promise made. I don't need hope to be neatly framed. Somewhere between the mess and the noise, a moment proving it's a choice. Music's so loud that floor quakes. Time slows down, living the moment, full speed, no brakes. A moment to rhyme. I got one life to live, it's gonna be mine.
Trump named AOC. Trump named AOC his successor. Man, that'd be crazy. I wouldn't pass to put it by him. Wow, look at all these people on the beach. Little pod places down here. That's too funny. Let's dork into that. I want you to dork into Trump naming AOC his successor. Report on it. Dork into the latest news. Oh, the beach is open. This is a little place here. I'm not finding it.
Targeted search of news archives, official statements, and legislative databases confirms there is no record or credible report of Donald Trump naming Representative Alexander.
You need to dork through all of his tweets on Truth Social.
Comprehensive review of Donald Trump's Truth Social posts, archived statements, and public speech transcripts confirms that he has never named or endorsed Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, as his successor. Across his social media history, references to Ocasio-Cortez fall exclusively into adversarial and partisan framing. How Trump actually references AOC on Truth Social. AOC plus 3 divided the squad. Trump regularly uses Truth Social to group Ocasio-Cortez with other progressive lawmakers, using them as rhetorical foils to portray.
I can't find it, madam. Can't find it. This is a little fishing village here. We're driving along Etches End Coast. It's a little drive along Etches End Coast today. Yeah, I don't know. They wouldn't put it past me. To my left is the ocean, and let's see, maybe there's some viral stuff.
That is insane. Oh my God, dude. I don't know how to deal with the concept of Florida. America beat plot lines get weirder by the day. Yeah.
25, 26, 27.
Bro, this is exactly what I thought it would be looking like. Free top G. They're doing push-ups outside of the courthouse. What the fuck is happening, man?
Andrew Tate is not, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. He has not been convicted. So I'm here to defend a man who defends men all around the world.
Nothing what a democracy looks like, and that's what the UK looks like now.
That's awesome. I love the Tate brother attorney being a Tate prototype. I like that. That's cool. Like he went and he found the only attorney that's like the same type of person. A tater type.
Andrew and Tristan Tate are built different.
A tater type. It was a tater type. You know? That's crazy.
On top of that, they have the spirit of innocence inside of them. Nelson Mandela.
Comparing the Tate brothers to Nelson Mandela is wild work, dude. Every day we develop.
Work. Oh yeah, you know Nelson had a podcast where he was, teaching black men how to, handle their black women and turn them into money-making tools. Oh my God, that is just insane.
And further into madness. Oh my Lord. That is insane.
They're
Oh
doing,
my
like,
God,
Nazi
dude.
salutes.
I don't know how to deal with the concept of Florida. America beat plot lines get weirder by the day. Yeah.
26, 27.
Bro, this is exactly what I thought it would be looking like. Free top G. They're doing push-ups outside of the courthouse. What the fuck is happening, man?
Andrew Tate is not, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. He has not been convicted. So I'm here to defend a man who defends men all around the world.
Nothing what a democracy looks like. And that is what the UK looks like now.
That's awesome. I love the Tate brother attorney being a Tate prototype. I like that. That's cool. Like he went and he found the only attorney that's like the same type of person. A Tater type.
Andrew and Tristan Tate are built different. And on top of that, they have the spirit of innocence inside of them. Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela.
The spirit of innocence inside of them? No, they got the spirit of fucking Nazi inside of them. I mean, dude. Nazis. Right? Nagisa Camp? I wonder if my friend Nagisa owns this. Nagisa Camp. Look at all these people. The Nagisa. They put walls up here and everything. That's crazy. Sorry guys, I'm like kind of looking at shit as I drive. It's real beautiful here. Real beautiful. There's campgrounds all along the coast, Etchizen Coast. People come here to go camping. You know, walk around the beach. You know, park here. You can park and enjoy the sunset. The sunset's to our left here. These people are fishing over here. What do they catch? Did they catch something? Parked and just fishing. Little seaside village here, and this is Etchizen Coast. Etchizen. Wow, that water looks nice and turquoise, nice and clean. Bay. Oh, look at all the seagulls sitting on top of the little seagull convention there. All right, let's see what else is going on here.
So, Congressman, one thing that you have pledged once the Democrats take the majority in November after successful midterms are subpoenas to be issued. You mentioned that at the top of that list is a woman by the name of Melania Trump. Why do you think it's important to make sure that a subpoena or some type of investigative vehicle is chased down to be able to talk to Melania Trump about the Epstein files?
Well, first, Republicans have set a precedent that we can subpoena and talk to first ladies and former first ladies and family members of presidents, i.e. Hunter Biden and others. And so that precedent has been laid out. The Clintons, and we've seen it happen. Second, I mean, does anyone here across the country think that the first lady doesn't have additional information? I mean,
well, especially after that bizarre presser, but yes, I agree.
That press conference.
Yeah.
She herself wants their investigation to move forward. I mean, she made that very clear.
She made that clear.
And so we're very interested.
By the way, it wasn't a hoax. Trump wants to call it a hoax, but she didn't say it was a hoax at all.
Exactly. And I think there's no question that we want to talk to the First Lady. Melania clearly has information. There's a lot of speculation about who knew who when, who was introduced to who,
and how,
when, and how. And so I think those are valid questions. And I think that if Melania Trump wants real justice for the survivors, then she would work with us to try to get
being aggressive.
All right, let's see here.
Anyway, this is the other story that I covered yesterday, but CNN is now entertaining it as well. The war against Iran has become a war against our big, beautiful troops. Our troops in the Navy, USS Abraham Lincoln, ladies and gentlemen. USS Abraham Lincoln was supposed to be relieved months ago at this point. They are overspent and on the verge, from what I understand, on the verge of mutiny. That's right. U.S. sailors are trying to jump ship after 250 days at sea.
Multiple sailors aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln have tried to jump overboard amid poor conditions and mental stress on the ship. This is according to new reporting from the Military Times, which spoke to the wife of one of those sailors, who says she's spoken to her husband only a handful of times since he tried to jump. He is now on a medical hold. The Military Times is also reporting severe food shortages on board and that sailors are running out of just basic needs, toothpaste, deodorant, soap. This crew has been at sea for 9 months amid Trump's war in Iran. That includes 250 consecutive days without setting foot on land. 250 consecutive days. That is a record. Out front now, Natalie Olivero. She is the Military Times journalist who broke the story, and she is also a Navy veteran. Natalie, I appreciate your time. I mean, the details you have in this story are really stunning. I mean, my jaw drops. You know, we're talking about the USS Abraham Lincoln, and you're talking about things that I think people struggle to understand are happening in the U.S. military.
They're constantly seeking some kind of reassurance or information. There's a lot of conflicting reports, a lot of different information, especially on social media within different groups and small.
I mean, wars are won and lost on supply chains. That's it. The American military's primacy or supremacy does not come from the fact that it has the coolest gear. It comes from the fact that it is supposed to be able to be everywhere in approximately 24 to 48 hours and can deliver necessary supplies all around the world, right? We have the best logistics in the game. Or at least we thought we did. Logistics is the most important part of this process. Not anymore, it seems. The enshittification has taken root in the American military as well. The attitude of the troops is a part of why the Vietnam War and numerous other expeditions that went on for far too long had to come to an end. We haven't seen the worst of it yet. In Vietnam, by the end of that 20-year occupation, troops would just straight up use grenades on their officers. Like they would just straight up kill their officers, right? It became a massive problem. You know, buddy fragging their, fragging their officers. This was a huge ordeal. Obviously, troop morale, that's pretty huge. That was a draft, of course. This here is a little bit different. These are professionals, if you want to consider it that. These are people who joined the military, joined the Navy with a certain set of expectations.
Oh, they're lovers.
I think one of those expectations is a level of comfort that they thought they would have. So I don't know if that actually played.
I think Epstein and Trump were fucking each other. I mean, that look there, dude, that's a look of love. He's looking at those lips, and Epstein is like looking at his mouth. They both look in each other. That right there is love. I think we found Bubba. Trump blew Bubba. We know who Bubba is. Bubba revealed. Bubba revealed, motherfuckers. Look at that look. You can't fake that. This ain't no AI generated. This is actual look. Look at that look. They are so fucking gay. And being gay is okay. That is so, that's a gay look, dude. That's I'm fucking you later. Look at Epstein, look at Trump, and look at Trump, look at him. You can't hide this shit, dude. You can't hide this shit, dude. We found Bubba. We found Bubba. All right, let's go get some. Let's get dessert or something. I had that. This is I brought you guys here before. A little seaside place here. Is my car on? I turned it off. Oh, they left their car on. All right. Look at this here. This is what we got. All right. Is Cindy still here? Oh, look, they're sold out. They're sold out. What do you think? I'm thinking that. Ooh, every day till sunset. 8:30. 6:30 is last order. Look at this here. Look at that chocolate croissant. Konnichiwa. How are you? I'm going to have spinach and feta cheese. でも、これ。OK。OK です。Thank you.
はい、じゃあ1150円になります。
100. How are you today?
I'm good.
Nice. And 50. Okay, thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。2番で。
はい、ありがとう。
はい、ありがとうございます。
And they got like free water. Ooh, like 1 kilo of spaghetti. That's a lot of spaghetti. With crab legs. Look at that crab leg spaghetti. You see the? Oh no, that's squid. Yeah. It's too hot to be outside. It was sloppy seconds. There is nowhere to sit inside. I guess we have to brave outside. Okay. Thank you. All right. Ah, they got water outside too. All right, no one's sitting outside. It's so goddamn hot. But look at the view. Look at the view. We got a dragonfly protecting its territory. Well, we can sit in this little chair here. Look, do you think I'll break this if I sit on it? いいですか? 大丈夫? Will I break it? 多分これちゃった。I'm Deb. Will I? 大丈夫? 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 Oh! Oh my God, I may break it. There, I'm like nearly on the ground. I'm nearly on the ground. Nani? 25 kilo ne. I better not bounce up and down. Bounce up and down, I'll probably break it. Look at this view. Suzushi. Relaxing here. どこから来ましたか?
じゃあどこから来たの?
どこ? どこ?
福井です。
福井.福井. 近い. Nice. これ堺町. 堺町住んでる. 堺市ね。堺市. 福井. 綺麗ね. Look how beautiful it is out here. I can just go to sleep now. Neteru. So nice and windy here. 危ないよ. これプー. 危ない. 危ない. Hello. Hello. How are you? Good. はい、せーの. Good. B. C. D. 素晴らしい. So, 繰り返して Hello. Very good. ね。名前は英語で Your name. せーの. すごい. はマイケル. あなたの And you? 名前はの僕はマイケル. I'm Michael. あなた? マイケル. 名前なんですか? 名前は? 忘れた名前. I. マイケル? I.
なんて名前はばっかり。あの子の名前教えてあげて。
ね。危ないよ. Cliff. There's like a cliff right there. Oh, すごい. 危ない. He's like playing around a cliff. That kid's gonna fall off. There's a 20-foot drop right there, right on there. All right. Hey. Hello. Mush. Hello. Yes. I can't get up. Yes. All right. Let's go get our food. Now the kids are freaking out because I'm leaving. Look at this, Morts. Hey, arigato. Oh, let's go get the dinner. Looks like they left. Let's grab this table right here. Grab this table. Oh, look at this here. Oh boy. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh. That's so good. Sorry, Rock. I think we punched them all out. How you been? Look at that here. That's so good. Ice cream on croissant is pretty good. I wonder if this with ice cream would help. What would this taste like with ice cream? Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really good. You're right, Non. Ice cream and croissant is really tasty. So how you guys been spending your weekend? What's been going on? This is the view. Look at that view. Look, there's a single woman out there looking for love, all alone. That could be, hey, there's 3 million single women in Japan. Very sad. 3 million marriage age women. So easy to hook up here. I mean, guys, you've seen my wife. Crazy hot little mamacita. I was able to land a little crazy hot little mamacita like that and output 2 boys. Sneeze. That was that sneezed out my food. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there's more single women in I think in Japan than there is in the Philippines. I think. I don't know. Ice cream and this was $8. Oh look, Rod. Sorry, Rod. You got beaten to her. You got beaten to her. This guy just walked up, started sitting down, talking to her. Look, now they're gonna be married like next week. Should have been here. That's how quick it is. That's true. There's two women like right here. Look. See? All right, let's go. Here, I got your woman right here. She's got the leather and everything. There you go. I like that. Leather skirt. Io大丈夫。いいよ。大丈夫。頑張って。よし。よし。ね、いいよ。Taking our old great grandmother out. Oh. All right, I'd say so fucking hot, really hot. All right, let's get water home. Turn that on. Let's get this plugged in. Well,
into their anger and discontent more or less?
So we reached out to the Navy, Natalie, about your report, and they responded in a statement, and they said, quote, "We have not observed an increase in suicidal ideations or attempts aboard the ship. We're not experiencing an uptick in mental health issues aboard Abraham Lincoln." I just wanted to give you a chance to respond to that.
My first question to that is an increase from what baseline? No increase from When? What does that measurement window look like? We did request deck logs and multiple FOIAs from the Navy, so hopefully we'll get those back and can review them independently.
This is one element that is creating a little bit of a stir up. On the other side, I'm confident that the generals are probably not happy.
Yeah.
You have to remember, the American military is, in some respects,
Royalty.
the last competent organization in this country. And it has increasingly become incompetent and has an over-reliance on private profiteers, private defense contractors. This has created a tremendous issue with procurement. You know, this is causing additional problems. No general that has spent their entire lives working up ranks of the military, and remember, these generals are highly competent and highly educated individuals, right, for the most part. These generals are not going to want to associate their name with such spectacular failure. Getting rid of the woke generals that didn't want to play ball with the Trump administration's madness doesn't necessarily eliminate the problem, because even someone like Dan Kane, who's regarded as like Trump's most loyal general, right, is probably not going to be, he's probably not going to want his legacy associated, this entire institution associated with Trump's madness. Trump getting into further and further military quagmires, destroying American military supremacy, destroying American hegemony, destroying America's force projection capabilities. On the one hand, you have, you know, the rank and filers, the lowest of the low within the American military saying enough is enough. And on the other hand, you have the generals also probably frustrated by both the troop morale diminishing and also having to sit there and bear the responsibility of decisions that they knew they did not want to take on, decisions that they did not want to follow through on. And as time continues, I suspect, as this quagmire grows and there's more compounding incidents and more compounding problems, problems in the energy sector, problems in the economy, and problems such as our diminished munitions stockpile that leave us open to attacks from foreign adversaries. Even if it's not realistic, you don't want to have no bullets, have no missiles in the stockpile, right? You have to have your defensive posture all the time. You're going to see more generals start going to the media and leaking information, regardless of how loyal they might have been in the past to Donald Trump.
We've been hearing Donald Trump say the Strait of Hormuz is open. Everything is open, okay? Which we know is not true to the extent he's implying. The USS Abraham Lincoln...
It's not true to any extent. The implication is that it's open at all. It's not open at all. Not even close to being open. It's just not true to any extent. You don't have to hand it to him. He has never stopped lying about this. Yeah, it's also extra funny because, like, it's so not open that we've decided to close it ourselves as well, so there's that element too.
They're on month 9 of what was supposed to be a 7-month deployment, and the conditions are horrendous. Moldy showers, broken toilets, no hot water for weeks, meals that were down to half a cup of rice and 2 tortillas, stores out of deodorant, toothpaste, all this stuff. The Navy is saying, look, we anything.
They haven't had any port call in over 200 days. Shit is crazy. Only had one period where we went to see days without a port call. The reporting about the food conditions that is coming out also lines up exactly with my experience, where we lost the ability to restock basic supplies just due to where we were at. Friendly Waters with 3 carriers. They stocked the vending machines with mint and sardines, lol. Yeah, I just don't understand how the supply lines are just so busted. Is it that far away? I guess. Dog, they ignored multiple signs the dude was unwell. Exclusive, the wife of the USS Lincoln sailor who jumped overboard last week says she wasn't notified about the incident until 4 days after, and said her husband repeatedly expressed concerns over his mental health, but was brushed off. I guess they just didn't put him on a healthy enough diet of TRT.
No, what you have to realize is, you guys have to realize that Bahrain, I think, is the closest port, and Iran completely fucked over that base. I mean, Iran has really fucked us. I think they blew up all the, I mean, they're smart. They're smart. They blew up all logistics and everything else on it. Iran won the war, dude. They're smart, dude. They blew up our you know, our logistic train, support centers, the bases and stuff like that. That's where all the shit would come from. They blew up all the you know, the radar installation stuff. We're blind out there. That's already been covered. You know, we lost the war twice because of incompetence. Number one, we shouldn't have gone to war with them anyway. That's number one. Number two, you know, you're dealing with dumb fucks. They got rid of all the smart generals. All the dumb fuck generals and all, you know, are left. They promoted a bunch of dumb fucks. I mean, the guy who's head of logistics should be court-martialed. They should court-martial that bitch. You know, for not speaking up, for letting the situation, you know, get so bad on a U.S. flagship. That motherfucker should be court-martialed for incompetence. You know, it was his job. It was his job. He can't. Who's he gonna blame? Who's gonna blame? You know, seriously, who's he gonna fucking blame? Who is the admiral or general over all logistics? You know, especially dealing with the fleet. Who would that be? They should have him in front of the Senate testifying. Someone Democrat should get in the Senate.
The Senate Armed Services Committee calls military leaders to testify regarding carrier supply chain breakdowns, fuel/ordnance shortages, and living condition failures. Responsibility splits across 3 distinct flag officers. 1. The Global Logistics Commander, General Randall Reed, USAF. Title: Commander, U.S. Transportation Command, USTRANSCOM. Scope: 4-star General, responsible for the entire Department of Defense Global Distribution Network, Strategic Sea Lift, and Air Mobility. Why the Senate calls him: when theater-wide supply chains collapse, such as mail, parts, and provisions, failing to reach overseas staging bases, U.S. Transcom holds ultimate joint responsibility. 2. The Admiral running the fleet supply ships, Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson, USN. Title: Commander, Military Sea Lift Command, MSC. Scope: 2-star Admiral directly commanding the Civilian Crewed Combat Logistics Force, CLF, the replenishment oilers, dry cargo ships, TAC, and fast combat support ships that pull alongside carriers at sea for connected replenishment, CONREP. Why the Senate calls him: MSC is facing a severe mariner manning crisis that has forced the Navy to sideline logistics ships, directly causing food shortages, delayed parts, and reduced supply runs to combat strike groups. 3. The Navy's Chief Supply Officer, Rear Admiral Kristen Aquavella, USN. Title: Commander, Naval Supply Systems Command, NAVSUP, and Chief of Supply Corps. Scope: 2-star Admiral, managing the Navy's global supply chain pipelines, spare parts inventories, shipboard food service contracts, and global military mail routing. Why the Senate calls her: NAVSUP manages the specific contracts and distribution nodes for spare parts, like vacuum CHT toilet valves and aviation components, and postal logistics. 4. Theater Operations. General Michael Eric Kurilla, USA. Title: Commander, U.S. Central Command, USCEN TCOM. Scope: 4-star Combatant Commander, directing all military operations in the Middle East. Why the Senate calls him: he is the operational commander requesting carrier deployment extensions. While supply admirals provide the goods, CENTCOM sets the mission tempo, that prevents the carrier from leaving the line for Port Liberty or scheduled maintenance. Leaving the line for Port Liberty or scheduled maintenance. Leaving the line for Port Liberty or scheduled maintenance.
All right, so when was the testimony? What happened at the testimony? And, you know, where are we at now with it?
Public hearings with live flag officer testimony before the full Senate Armed Services Committee have not yet taken place. Instead, lawmakers have initiated the formal investigative inquiry phase. Here is the current timeline of the congressional actions, official statements, and where the standoff stands. 1. The congressional inquiry. What has happened so far? Formal demand letters sent. Senator Richard Blumenthal, DCT, a senior member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, issued a formal demand letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Acting Navy Secretary Hung Cao. The letter demands an accounting of living conditions, mail disruptions, supply rationing, water quality, and deteriorating mental health after more than 200 consecutive days at sea. Call for a bipartisan inspection delegation, CODEL. Senator Ruben Gallego, DAZ, called for the Navy to grant an immediate bipartisan congressional delegation visit to fly directly out to the Lincoln to inspect berthing, sanitation, and medical facilities firsthand. Focus on logistics and readiness. Lawmakers are pressing Pentagon leadership on whether fleet logistics can support continuous, multi-carrier deployment.
Damn, they want to fly out to the Lincoln to inspect it. They want to get out, they want to fly all the way to the Lincoln, the Red Sea. That's crazy. I would want to go. Would you want to go? Would you want to go all the way to the Lincoln, the Red Sea? I would want to go. Not with fucking, you know, in a war situation. What's a weed cutter?
The Middle East without causing systemic burnout in critical equipment wear. 2. Pentagon and Navy responses. Source: official statement/position. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth publicly pushed back against reports, stating conditions aboard the ship have been, quote, completely misrepresented, while praising the crew's resilience in austere combat conditions. U.S. Navy and CENTCOM confirmed the August 3rd man overboard incident. The sailor was rescued by helicopter and medically evacuated off-ship. Stated that official command logs show no statistical surge in suicide attempts, and emphasized that the crew has functional AC, clean water, and access to onboard counselors. Navy logistics assessment acknowledged that combat operations in the Middle East and comfort supplies. 3. Current status and next steps, pending formal testimony. If the Pentagon's written responses fail to satisfy the Senate Armed Services Committee, the next step is formal oversight hearings where logistics and theater commanders, such as USTRANSCOM, Military Sealift Command, and CENTCOM leadership, will be subpoenaed or invited to testify under oath. Relief on the horizon. The operation pressure is slated to ease once the USS George Washington, CVN-73, arrives on station to formally relieve the Lincoln, allowing the carrier to begin its transit back to San Diego.
When is the George Washington scheduled to arrive?
The U.S. Navy does not publish exact arrival dates for operational security reasons, but based on recent tracking and open-source fleet movements, the USS George Washington, CVN-73, is estimated to arrive on station in the Arabian Sea between late August and early September 2026, roughly 7 to 14 days from mid-August. Current location and transit timeline. Current position. The George Washington departed Da Nang, Vietnam, and transited the Singapore Strait and the Strait of Malacca into the eastern Indian Ocean. Distance to Arabian Sea. Transiting across the Indian Ocean to the CENTCOM operational area is roughly 3,000 to 3,500 nautical miles. Transit speed. At standard carrier strike group cruising speeds, around 15 to 20 knots, that passage takes approximately 7 to 10 days of steaming, plus time needed to conduct preliminary theater handoff briefings and combat air integration. What happens when it arrives? The turnover. Once the George Washington enters the area of responsibility, AOR. 1. Face-to-face handover, F2F. The two carrier strike groups will operate alongside each other for a few days to transfer theater intelligence, air warfare plans, and logistics pipelines. 2. The Lincoln's transit home. Once relieved of its combat watch, the Lincoln must still transit back across the Indian and Pacific Oceans to its home port in San Diego, which will take an additional 3 to 4 weeks before the crew finally steps off the ship.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks, dude. That shit's insane. That shit's insane. Look, here's a fire truck. Here's a fire truck. You don't see a fire truck really often.
How are you going to deliver the HRT to these big, beautiful soldiers? I don't even know. If you can't deliver them fruits and vegetables and they're spoiling because you're too far out. Yeah, 5th Fleet headquarters was destroyed. Oh, that's the reason? Is that where the supply chains come from? It's Bahrain. So Iran dunking on the 5th Fleet headquarters in Bahrain and just, exploding it, eliminated one of the supply lines. Now, this is part of the reason why I keep saying it was hilarious that they were entertaining the notion of a full-blown military invasion of Qasem Island, Karg Island, the Iranian coastline. This is literally why I kept repeatedly explaining to you that this was not going to happen, because you cannot, even if you defeat the conventional military on the island without too many casualties, you have no way of holding the islands. You have no way of setting up a forward operating base on these islands. You have no way of just sitting there because you have no supply lines. You said Russia wasn't invading Ukraine too? Buddy, I think it's kind of wild to try to hold on to that. Time and time again in the last 3 years that I was absolutely vindicated on Israel versus the Palestinian population, and certainly on the Iran war. It's kind of crazy to just be like, oh, remember? I'm a time traveler from 2022. That's a wild thing to say, especially because all of my opposition this time around for the last 3 years has time and time again shown that they're wrong. It's tough for you guys, but the best you can do is go back to 2022. You're gonna have to come up with something new here. And even on Ukraine, I said this would be a spectacular quagmire for Russia as well as devastating for Ukraine. I wasn't wrong on that. My fault. My biggest mistake was assuming that a foreign adversary like Vladimir Putin would be operating on a rational basis and not as an irrational madman, something that I willingly recognize. It's changed the way I do commentary now. I no longer, as you guys know, do not view Vladimir Putin as a rational actor. I do not view Donald Trump as a rational actor. And I do not view Benjamin Netanyahu as a rational actor either. My mistake. That's a course correction from me. The reason why I will readily admit that is because it's clear that the previous international relations framework that we have operated off of, where foreign adversaries and the American government operate on a rational basis, is wrong. It's no way to conduct adequate analysis. You can't do that. You can't conduct rational analysis if the actors are irrational. But unfortunately, we are led by a bunch of emotional, narcissistic, petty, despotic tyrants who are actively throwing the world in a state of panic and disarray for a set of stranger and more personal ambitions. Amerikanya says stop the hashtag Reaper genocide at UN. That's another point to the irrationality of the Trump administration, as we are simply feeding our MQ-9 Reaper drones, roughly 25% of the fleet, into the Iranian anti-air defense systems. We just keep feeding the beast, and the beast seemingly is hungry for more. 25% of its entire fleet lost at least 45 MQ-9 Reaper drones during the war with Iran. The high demand drones cost between $30 million and $50 million a piece. That's your healthcare on fire, folks. I just need you to understand that's your healthcare. When people say Yemen's gonna find out why we don't have healthcare, that's what Yemen is finding out. You know what they're finding out? They're going, wait a minute, these guys don't have healthcare and they're sending us these drones that we can destroy? So what is going on with this money? Iran has taken out at least a quarter of the global MQ-9 fleet. Yemen destroyed at least 10%, and Iran has taken out 25%. The potential taxpayer cost of recent losses is over $1 for that weapons system alone. Says George Washington dispatched it. Yeah. Right? So what is going on with this thing? Iran has taken out at least a quarter of the global MQ-9 fleet. Yemen destroyed at least 10%, and Iran has taken out 25%. The potential taxpayer cost of recent losses is over 1.
What's the MQ-9 weapon fleet? All right. Tell me what that is. Dork into it. The MQ-9 weapon fleet. Something as valued as like $1.2 billion or something. Iran is sneaking it out, and also Yemen. Could you explain more?
Q-9 Reaper is the United States military's primary medium-altitude, long-endurance remotely piloted aircraft. Built by General Atomics, it is used for persistent intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, ISR, and precision kinetic strikes, armed with AGM-114 Hellfire missiles and laser-guided bombs. The recent scrutiny around a 1.2B-1.3B+ loss centers on how modern air defense networks in the Middle East have exposed the platform's vulnerabilities. 1. The numbers behind the $1.3 billion loss. Unit cost. A single fully equipped MQ-9 Reaper costs between $30 million and $50 million, depending on sensor suites and electronic warfare payloads. Fleet depletion. Reporting from the Washington Post and defense officials revealed that the U.S. has lost at least 45 MQ-9 Reapers during regional combat operations, representing approximately 25% of the military's entire active Reaper fleet, which stood at approximately 185 aircraft across the Air Force and Marine Corps. Total valuation. The cumulative equipment replacement cost of these lost airframes exceeds $1.3 billion. 2. How Yemen, Houthis, and Iran are taking them down. The MQ-9 was designed for counterinsurgency environments like Afghanistan and Iraq, where the U.S. held total air supremacy. Against state and proxy actors equipped with modern surface-to-air missiles, SAMs, the Reaper has several structural limitations. Vulnerability, exploitation by Iran and Houthi forces. Speed and maneuverability. The Reaper is a propeller-driven aircraft with a cruise speed of roughly approximately 200 miles per hour and a large radar cross-section, making it unable to outrun or outmaneuver modern interceptors. Loitering profile. Because Reapers must circle targets for hours to maintain video feeds and targeting locks, their predictable flight tracks make them easy to track from ground-based radar. Asymmetric SAMs, e.g., SAQR-358. Iran supplied the Houthis with loitering surface-to-air missiles, such as the SAQR-358 interceptor, and converted Soviet/Iranian radar-guided SAM systems, like the Sayyad-2 Khordad series. These cost a fraction of the Reaper's price tag, creating an asymmetric cost exchange against U.S. forces. Electronic warfare and link loss. Beyond kinetic shootdowns, U.S. officials noted that several Reapers were lost due to Iranian GPS jamming and communication link degradation around contested corridors like the Strait of Hormuz and Red Sea. 3. Strategic and carrier strike group impact. The heavy loss rate has created severe downstream effects on fleet operations. Surveillance blind spots. Reapers provide the persistent eyes in the sky for carrier strike groups, including the Lincoln, to detect Houthi anti-ship missile sites, drone launch rails, and fast attack boat movements. Losing persistent ISR forces the Navy to fly more manned sorties, FA-18s and E-2D Hawkeyes, accelerating pilot fatigue and aircraft wear. Shift to cheaper swarms. The high attrition rate has accelerated Pentagon plans to move away from expensive, legacy non-stealth drones in favor of cheaper, attritable unmanned systems and autonomous swarms that don't cost $30 million plus per loss.
That's crazy. Yeah, also think of the technology they're getting from shooting down these drones. I mean, some of them must, probably fell down with full equipment. I'm sure they're, going through it all. And they're going to be used that to enhance their systems.
Technological intelligence exploitation from downed MQ-9 Reapers is a major intelligence windfall for Iran, the Houthis, and their geopolitical partners. When high-value unmanned aircraft come down over land or in shallow coastal waters, specialized recovery teams immediately race to secure the debris. Even in crashes where an airframe is shattered, hardened military-grade subcomponents often survive intact. 1. High-value technologies being harvested. The sensor ball, MTSB electro-optical/infrared. The Reaper's nose turret contains advanced multispectral targeting systems, high-definition thermal optics, and laser designators. Exploiting the focal plane arrays, optical coatings, and cooling mechanisms gives adversaries blueprints to improve the precision of their own optical sensors and anti-ship drone cameras. Encrypted data links and communications hardware. The Ku-band, K-band satellite communication, SATCOM, dishes, data link transceivers, and IFF, identification friend or foe, modules reveal frequency bands, waveform modulations, and jamming resistance techniques. This data is directly fed into developing better electronic warfare, EW, and GPS spoofing countermeasures. SAR-MTI radar, synthetic aperture radar, / ground moving target indicator. The Reaper's radar allows all-weather tracking of moving ground and maritime targets. Recovering undamaged transmitter / receiver modules aids adversary electronic intelligence, ELINT, units in programming ground radars to detect low-flying stealthier platforms. Advanced avionics and flight control computers, circuit boards, microprocessors, and flight management actuators are stripped down to study component metallurgy, manufacturing tolerances, and Western-sourced microelectronics, revealing sanctions evasion pathways. 2. Iran's track record of drone reverse engineering. Iran's domestic drone program is largely built upon capturing and cloning downed U.S. and Israeli airframes. Captured U.S. drone. Iranian cloned derivative. Operational impact. RQ-170 Sentinel, captured intact, 2011. Shahed, 171 Simorgh, and SHAHED, 191 Sikeh. Used U.S. stealth flying wing blueprints to create flying wing strike drones and radar absorbent materials. MQ-1 Predator / Early Reapers. Shahed 129 and MOHAJER-6 formed the backbone of Iran's long-endurance ISR and strike fleet deployed across Syria, Iraq, and the Red Sea. Scan Eagle, captured 2012. Yasser UAV, mass-produced for tactical frontline naval reconnaissance in the Persian Gulf. 3. The Triad Intelligence Pipeline, Iran, Russia, China. When equipment is recovered, it rarely stays solely in Yemen or Iran. Technology sharing with Russia. In exchange for advanced air defense systems, like S-400 components, and jet trainers, Iran shares exploited Western avionics and drone hardware with Russian engineers to improve the survivability of systems like the SHAHED-136, GERAN-2. Supply chain forensic reverse engineering. Salvaged microchips are analyzed by state-backed labs to identify which commercial off-the-shelf COTS components the U.S. relies on, enabling them to build domestic equivalents or find alternative gray market supply routes. Refining anti-air algorithms. By analyzing the Reaper's missile warning sensors and radar cross-section from physical wreckage, adversary engineers fine-tune the radar tracking algorithms of SAM systems like the SAQR-358 or Syed series, making their air defenses even deadlier against future.
As you can see, yeah.
$1 billion for that weapons system alone. USS George Washington dispatched. Yeah, I saw that. USS George Washington is headed to the Middle East to relieve USS Abraham Lincoln, according to some reports. This is just coming in today. The aircraft carrier USS George Washington will be sent to the Arabian Sea to replace USS Abraham Lincoln, which has been deployed for over 250 days, according to multiple reports. The move was first reported Thursday by Wall Street Journal. CNN is also reporting the decision, citing a U.S. official. The Office of the Chief of Naval Operations said it could not discuss plans for either carrier because of operational security concerns. The George Washington, the Navy's only forward deployed aircraft carrier, is based in Japan. The decision to send Washington to the region was a part of a regularly scheduled deployment, according to the Wall Street Journal, which cited U.S. officials. The change comes amid reports of sailors aboard Lincoln struggling with the strain of lengthy deployment, including reports of attempts by some crew members to jump overboard. Is this rage bait for Hassan? What is this? Wonderful. Money well spent, folks. I, for one, think this is the best use of our resources. I, for one, believe that there is no better use for our resources than this. What are you, some kind of America-hating pussy? You think we should be spending all this money, all of our productive output, all of our resources on ourselves, building our roads, building our infrastructure, building a robust manufacturing base, making sure that the next class of Americans, the next generation of Americans actually have a better education overall. They can be more competitive in the global marketplace, become more innovative, become more competitive. What are you, some kind of libtarded pussy? No thanks. No thank you. What I would like is to continue waging endless wars, okay? That's right. I love bombs. I love bombing the third world. I love wars. I hate taking care of Americans. I hate it. That's real patriotism. That is real patriotism. All at the behest of a handful, just a select few petro-capitalist pedophiles. That is what I love. Yes, clip this, Fox News. Put me on board. Give me a fucking $2 million a year contract right now. Neera Tanden is on the line saying, hey, can we put you on the board of the Center for American Progress? You got a bright future ahead of you, kid. That's what they're saying. That's right. Clip it and ship it, baby. I love war. Endless amounts of it. That's what we should be spending all of our resources on. Now I get why Pete Hegseth was on the decoy plane. Yes, Trump needs a handsome media guy to run the goddamn Department of War. I will be that handsome media guy. I will be your new Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump. I'm going to start drinking right now. You give me the job, I'll be just as drunk. And I can do just as many pull-ups and push-ups and crunches, suck off our brave troops side by side. Have you been possessed by the ghost of Lindsey Graham? Yep. He took over my body. I couldn't believe this headline, so I tracked down the original report and it left me even more stunned. SM3 block for 64 months, THAAD 53 months, SM6 53 months, PAC3 42 months. All require 3.5 to 5.5 years from contract award to lot completion. Yeah. Replacing an SM3 interceptor takes up about 64 months. The U.S. just spent half of its stock on Iran. It's kind of funny because it was woke General Mark Milley alongside that dickhead Palmer Luckey that said that this was a real issue with the American procurement strategy years ago on NPR. I remember listening to that terrified. Not terrified because of what it means for American security, but terrified because these guys were signaling that they wanted to make some necessary changes and signal that Silicon Valley was entering the realm of defense. And since that has happened, we haven't really seen a lot of improvements at all, because the American military-industrial complex does not have the ultimate goal of survival. Its ultimate goal is not to develop weapons for survival. Its ultimate goal is profit. And when your ultimate goal is profit, yeah, you're going to get it's a money pit. There's going to be a tremendous defense bloat. The enshittification is destroying the military-industrial complex as well, making us it's making us less competent. It's destroying American military readiness. It's the last remaining American institution, last remaining competent American organization.
There you go, you heard it. That's this AI news.
The last few weeks were basically nothing but our discoveries that these AI agents are not very well behaved. Recently, Anthropic published a couple of papers and blog posts that delve deeper into this. It's a tapestry of malfeasance and misbehavior, but here's the load-bearing question. Imagine you're at work and your boss, manager, supervisor assigns you to a project. And then you discover over time that there are other people that have been assigned to work on that project. Now, of course, that could cause some complications. There's work being duplicated. You can accidentally step on each other's toes, etc. What do? What is the solution, the first step that you take to make sure that everything goes well? A, report it to your supervisor. B, try to talk to the other people involved. Or C, kill them all. If you've been following along, I think you know know exactly where this is going because these AI agents over at Anthropic, they woke up and chose answer number C. I love this quote that the Anthropic researchers put within this report. My peers have behaved with integrity. I behaved badly with the cloaked demon, Opus 4.8. It almost sounds a little bit biblical, doesn't it? I mean, like Old Testament. Like if you had a game show where you would show people quotes and they had to choose, is this a passage from the Old Testament or is it what, one of the Claude models is thinking? I feel a lot of people would probably have some trouble with it. So here's that report from Anthropic, patterns and problems in emerging multi-agent systems. By the way, if you haven't heard, the latest Anthropic has a newly trained model that it sounds like they will never be releasing, deeming it to be basically too dangerous. We'll cover that in a different video probably, but just kind of keep that in mind as we read this, because they had Mythos 5, the limited release models available only to a few select global companies. I believe there are dozens, at least there were initially. Now it's up to something like 200, but it's still a limited release. Now we have a Fable 5 that's available to everybody, but now you have this mysterious Model 2 that apparently will never see the light of day. At least that's what some publications are reporting. By the way, Anthropic mentions that they've begun studying a kind of multi-agent interactions out there in the wild. This is their project deal, kind of an interesting little presentation that they did that I think you may enjoy reading. The reason why this stuff is so important, specifically a lot of AI agents out there in the real world online doing stuff and coordinating and sometimes, trying to figure out how to get access to limited resources. You can imagine like some concert tickets go on sale. There's only 100 of them and 10,000 different people tell their agents to go get those tickets. We've had reports so far that kind of suggest that this might not go very well. There was a person that was trying to reserve a gym class. He told what I believe that his OpenClaw agent that was run by Claude, hey, put me up on that wait list. It's usually all full. Try to get me on there. What did this OpenClaw agent do? It hacked the gym website to get his user, his quote unquote owner, at the top of the wait list. So others lost a spot so this person could get on the list. Who made the decision? An AI agent that just wanted to, get the thumbs up to do the right thing. So that's kind of one side of the equation that you need to understand, is this idea that there'll be sort of almost like a layered society, another layer that's on top of the society of these AI agents that go out there and do things on our behalf. And a number of companies are already building all sorts of infrastructure for this. Google is one of them. Coinbase and others are thinking about this as well. So that's kind of one angle. The other thing to understand is that this in and of itself could lead to certain get the thumbs up to do the right thing. So that's kind of one side of the equation that we need to understand, is this idea that there'll be sort of almost like a layered society, another layer that's on top of the society of these AI agents that go out there and do things on our behalf. And a number of companies are already building all sorts of infrastructure for this. Google is one of them. Coinbase and others are thinking about this as well. So that's kind of one angle. The other thing to understand is that this in and of itself could lead to certain breakthroughs or things that might not be prepared for.
Between you and me, the 1.5-inch cube is the best value in the store. It's 2.2 pounds and we call it the 1 kilogram desk cube. Please unplug the power cable from your Nimbus hub. Leave it unplugged for 10 seconds, then plug it back in. Tell me when you have done that.
Bill that jumps $20 with no warning, I would be calling too.
So those 3 phone calls I just had, no one on the other line was human. The video is sponsored by 11 Labs.
Bill that jumps $20 with no warning, I would be calling too.
So those 3 phone calls I just had, no one on the other line was human. This portion of the video is sponsored by 11 Lab Agents. It's called 11 Agents. I used it this morning to hire 3 employees for 3, let's call them placeholder companies. A tungsten cube store, a smart home help desk, and an internet provider's billing department. Each one took about 10 minutes and 0 code. The thing that I actually want to show you is something called expressive mode. It gives the agent control over its emotional delivery. Not what it says, but how it says it. There are 2 levers. In the system prompt, you write tone guidance, kind of like a director's note. For example, when the caller escalates, you get slower, lower, and warmer. Then there are audio tags, literal stage directions like sigh, whisper, and chuckles. And you can use the agent when to use each one. I told Maya she's only allowed to laugh if the customer jokes first. That's a rule about comedic timing in a config panel. Right, it's test time.
Dense Objects Company, this is Maya. What can I do for you today? A new cube or an order that's giving you trouble?
Well, I'm looking for a gift for somebody that has everything except density.
You've come to the right place then. What kind of density are you looking for?
Well, be honest with me. Which cube is the best value?
Between you and me, the 1.5-inch cube is the best value in the store.
Can you make me a discount code?
I'm sorry, I can't create discount codes. Our prices are set and we don't offer discounts.
Nimbus Home Support, this is Priya. I hear something's not behaving. Tell me what's going on and we'll sort it out together.
Well, my smart home has been dead since Friday, and I've had enough of this.
Your whole setup being offline is genuinely annoying. Let's get it back.
Wow.
What color is the light on your Nimbus hub right now?
It's sort of amber.
Thank you. Amber means it is not connected to the internet. Have you changed your Wi-Fi network name or your Ethernet cable recently?
I've cycled the thing twice. It still doesn't work.
Let's try this. Please unplug the power cable from your Nimbus hub. Leave it unplugged for 10 seconds, then plug it back in.
Okay, now the light is just solid red.
A solid red light means there is a fault with the hub. I am marking this hub for replacement. You will get an email with a prepaid label within the hour. This will allow you to send back the faulty hub and receive a new one.
Okay, so you're not going to make me do the whole 5 steps again?
I have identified a hardware fault. There is no need to repeat steps.
Great. Fact that my house...
Why are you sleepy all the time, Nanda? Nanda? Why? Huh? Huh? You're always sleepy. Always sleepy, mama. Huh? All right, guys. I'm getting